Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of IFMA On Air. Today we are spinning into a world where fans are no longer just ceiling fixtures. They're smart, sleek and downright stylish. From invisible blades and AI-driven cooling to luxurious finishes and cultural flair, this episode is all about aesthetics and technology, the future of fans. And to help us unravel this exciting journey, we're joined by Mr. Vivek Abrol, CEO RR Kabels Consumer Business, a seasoned professional with 24 years of rich experience in building diversified consumer categories and business across dynamic environments. Over the last 4 years, Mr. Abrol has been on a transformational journey in scaling consumer electrical business in RR Kabel with a play of both organic growth and strategic M&A. He's also been instrumental in delivering a successful IPO for his company just 2 years ago. What makes his perspective truly exciting is his passion for the fans industry. Mr. Abrol, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Trisha. I'm very delighted to be here.
Absolutely. So before we get into the details, what really excites you about the fan industry today?
I think fans industry is at the cusp of exponential growth because of many factors, but largely speaking, the triggers around technology, on the aesthetical appeal, which is really taking the segment of fans to the next level. And that really excites me as a journey ahead.
That's really interesting, Mr. Abrol. That's what we will uncover today. So let's begin. Before we dive into the technology, let's discuss the look and the feel. What are the top aesthetic trends that's in the industry today?
I think the consumer, has really transformed himself over the last decade. The way he used to buy fans a decade back is really changed. I mean, what he would look at fans earlier would be, heavy styles, decorative trims, etc. And from there, he's moved into an era where he's looking at the minimalistic size, of fans, less embellishments, more sleeker designs. I think that is what is driving the consumer preferences. And the second part is the materials which are used in the fan designs, especially the blades, more matte look, wooden finish, marble finish kind of styles. That's very attractive as a material which is used. And third is the multi-facet, multi-functional utilities of how the fans has been offered. So he's not just looking at fans in a category of just fans. I mean, for example, there is underlight in the fan, so which makes it more aesthetically appealing. So these facets are interesting, are evolving over a period of time, and the consumer preferences are changing, and therefore the marketer's role over a period of time is to really understand these insights and get to a stage where he could offer the expectations to the consumer.
So what inspires designer fans and how are they reshaping the consumer expectations?
Consumers now really buy fans. It's just not in isolation. Consumers buy fan as a lifestyle. I mean, when somebody, you could just imagine a consumer buying a household, a house or a flat. So what he looks at is he's buying the lifestyle, the decor he uses, the interiors he uses is more a lifestyle package. And therefore fans is an integral part of it. It's just not bought as an isolation the way it used to happen like a decade or maybe 2 decades back. So which therefore is not just a functional side of fan, which is just delivering the air, the speed, but it is also integrally embedded from the aesthetical appeal of the house or the flat. I think that is driving the overall consumer preferences as one goes along.
So how has the luxury fan segment evolved in India and why are more people going for premium fans today?
See, if we really dissect the industry of fans, the total industry for the ceiling fans would be somewhere pegging around 12,000 crores from the Indian standpoint. And the luxury or the premium segment would contribute about 20-25% of the overall industry. This is, in the last 5 years to 10 years, the growth of the premium fans is doubled, from what it was growing the previous decade. What it means is the premium segment is growing by almost 2 to 3x that of the overall fans segment as an industry. And there are many factors around it. Demographics being one part of it. The conducive demographics, the demographics around middle class earning going up, urbanization going up. So all of these factors clubbed with the government policies, which are really putting the money in the hands of the consumer to go and buy the luxury segment, the premium segment. But largely speaking, there are a few themes which are driving the premium segment. One, I would say, is the efficiency, the BLDC part of it, which we talk about, which is driving the segment well. So 65% of the bill cuts, electricity bill cuts, is one of the areas where consumer would want to invest in. That also comes at a premium end. So that's one. Second is really how the rooms, the interiors are transforming into a more lifestyle kind of platform, and that's where the consumers look at fans as an integral part. So these are some of the factors. Sustainability, as I said, is one of the factors which helps in driving the premiumization side of it. Smart houses is also a factor which drives that. So all of this clubbed with the conducive demographics is really the as I said, the cusp of the exponential growth as far as the fans industry is concerned.
That's great, Mr. Abrol, because it's not just fans that's becoming smarter, it's also the people who are consuming it.
Yeah.
So how do cultural preferences and personal tastes shape the way that people make their choices?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question. I think cultural preferences and taste play a very significant role in choosing what fans a consumer wants to buy, and it is driven by largely three perspectives. One is the regional preferences. There are consumers who would want a very traditional house, like an old gharana kind of house, and therefore the aesthetical appeal of that house and the room would need a fan which is more traditional looking fan, right? Versus a different consumer who would want a Western contemporary kind of outlook of his interiors, right? So that's the other side of it. So that's one factor which is driving the overall appealing and of how he buys the fan. Second, I would say the tech enablement, how the consumer looks at technology, which is again a driving factor for his overall buy. And third is the lifestyle, what social fabric he wants to project of his persona, of his entity, that itself becomes a very strongly embedded force for him to really go out and buy a fan which is closer to his entity. So I think these preferences over a period of time are evolving, and we as marketers, we really dig down, spend time with the consumer in understanding what goes behind in choosing, in getting to the stage where he really looks at and what we can add as a value proposition in making the fans.
I agree, Mr. Abrol. I feel like India is such a diverse country, and these designers are really catering to that diversity.
Exactly.
So how is innovation redefining fan aesthetics overall?
I think consumers, the way they are looking at fans, is largely in three dimensions. I think one is the innovation in the blade engineering, motor engineering, which could provide a superior functional attributes of the fan, whether it is speed, along with being a silent fan, along with the higher air throw. So that's blade engineering, and that's the role of the designer, delivering a superior proposition to the consumer. The second dimension on the innovation is the sustainability and energy efficiency. With the Bureau of Energy Efficiency and the government, the way they are enforcing the manufacturers to really get into the star-rated fans, I think it's a brilliant step, because that is also pushing the needle to providing a brilliant value proposition to the consumer on the efficiency side. Now imagine a fan which could save electricity bills by 65%. This is quite possible with a 5-star BLDC fan, which is helping save that much of cost for the consumer and putting more money in his hands, in a manner of speaking, so that he could spend on something else. So that's the other innovation dimension, which is adding value to the consumer. I think third dimension is the enablement, what he wants, as a smart home, as I was earlier also mentioning, which is he would want all the appliances, whether it is the geyser, whether it is the refrigerator, whether it is the fans, all of these appliances as an integral part of a smart home, right? Which is again a brilliant innovation to my mind, and I think that's a proposition which it solves and it provides to the consumer is in the next direction. So all these enablers are really pushing the marketers, manufacturers to really help facilitate in producing the products which are well suited for consumers' needs. So it's brilliant the way this is all going about.
So big blades and big impact, but sustainable while being smart. So basically,
Yes.
there's no compromise for the consumers at all.
Exactly.
And finally, Mr. Abrol, BLDC motors. Why are they becoming the go-to choice for tech-savvy, cost-conscious consumers?
As I was mentioning earlier, BLDC is a fascinating technology, right? And in the last 5 years, BLDC has really picked up as a technology which is driving a lot of demand as a replacement in the household. One looks at why BLDC. There are many triggers to it for a consumer to go really replace that fan, what is there already in his household. The first one is 65% of electricity bill saving, and really putting that money in the hands of the consumer, so he could spend elsewhere. So that's the first driver. Second is it's a more sustainable product. And therefore consumers are anyways wanting to move towards sustainability and the cause around it. Third, I would say it provides many features like a silent fan. It is a silent fan. It is high speed, but at the same time it could also provide silence, noiseless kind of attribute. It has a brilliant ability, which is fascinating again, especially in the rural market, where the consumers often find their fans, induction fans, going slow with the voltage fluctuations, whereas BLDC as a technology, irrespective of the voltage fluctuations, the speed of BLDC fan remains the same, right? So that's again a very functional attribute which the consumers look at. Third is the design language which BLDC fans is bringing onto the table. Like you can just to bring a corollary, you see the EVs. It's a very different aesthetical design language which comes to the consumer in a very technology savvy, forward-looking kind of language, which really appeals the consumer to really go and replace the fans. I think these are all the factors which is driving the BLDC as a segment. The contribution, I think, of a BLDC so far is about almost 20% in the overall industry. And the way BLDC as a segment is growing in the industry, I think next 3 to 5 years, this would not be less than 50 to 60% of the overall ceiling fans. So this is a brilliant technology enabler as we go along in solving what really consumer wants.
Who knew that fans could make your wallet lighter and your rooms brighter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Abrol, it was truly an insightful session with you today.
Yes, absolutely. I think consumer is ready to take on the next leap to really think forward. The question is, are the manufacturers ready? Are we ready to really address to the consumer needs? And we are all as part of the IFMA body, we are getting ready. We have addressed many dimensions toward the consumer needs, and it is an exciting journey ahead. And I'm very, very sure that it is going to be a very demanding industry. At the same time, very exciting energy as we go along.
Absolutely, Mr. Abrol. With leaders like you stirring the change and making these fans sleeker and smarter, I'm sure that we are on the right path. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Wonderful, Trisha. Thank you so much.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into IFMA On Air. We hope you enjoyed this conversation on aesthetics and technology. Stay connected for more stories. Till then, Keep the conversation flowing and the fans moving.